My dumbass forgot to unmute. Also, I'm gonna have to turn it down a little bit, the audio. And the reason there's a reason I started a little bit early today. And that's because it's Saturday at 9 o'clock, so obviously it's time for the drawing of the Mandaho Gold Saucer Jumbo Cactpot. Look at the way you stand! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for this drawing of the Jumbo Cactpot. Now, without further ado, let us set the wheels in motion. It's a 4 on the last digit, a 6 on the second to last, 5, and 2. And the winning number for draw 677 is 2564. And the early bird bonus grants everyone at plus 12%, so make sure you lucky folk claim your winnings promptly. $10.94 and dang it, consolation, all 3 of them. Oof. So there is a fate. There is a gate event going on here. So let's do that real quick. A cliffhanger. The gate. Fret not, young doubter. You can see the top. Why don't you go for it then? Crashing, boom, and tang, and bangy doom, tasty very. All right. Da 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 da. Now, I do believe we have it up. Our duties take us to Aporia next. in case you're wondering why I'm so loud all of a sudden, it's because, well, I have to deal with I have to change my audio settings a little to ensure it all sounds right. And nope, that's too high. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Risina, the Eater of Souls. Risina breathes a sigh of relief at your arrival. Ah, Kinesi, I had a feeling you would arrive soon. Urgent tidings always seem to carry you in their wake. After all, Master Forshno recently sent word regarding his investigation. It seems he has uncovered information regarding Professor Claudion's whereabouts and the sudden appearance of Pandaemonium in the Ethereal Sea. We would do well to meet with him at once. If you have no objections, I ask that you proceed to the Itioscope forthwith. I shall make the necessary arrangements and join you shortly. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 bum 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 bum. There we go. And I can switch my glam. Wait, why is this active? There you are. I thank you for answering my summons with haste. Let us forego formalities and jump straight to the heart of the matter. Namely, the whereabouts of Professor Claudion, who has not been seen since his ill-advised journey to Aziz La. A subsequent expedition discovered an airship in the vicinity of the Ferrochemical Research Facility. Although the vessel clearly belonged to the professor, it was nowhere to be found. There were signs that someone, Perhaps the man himself had forced their way into the facility, so that this trail was duly followed. However, the trail led nowhere in the most literal sense. It was almost as if an entire sector of the facility had been wrested from existence. Further investigation confirmed the expedition party's suspicions. Nigh on an entire sector of Aziz La has been teleported elsewhere. Teleported to where? We believe that its destination is none other than the Ethereal Sea. Here were its elegant facilities reconstituted as the halls of Pandaemonium. To great success, as you can see. So that means Professor Claudion's in there? In that monstrous fortress? That is our leading theory. We are certain enough, at least, to risk sending you into its depths in search of the missing man. Yet before we do, there is another pressing matter. While Pandaemonium may appear firmly sealed, an unknown entity was recently spied crawling forth from its gates. We observed its behavior with the antioscope, and to our horror, witnessed it gorging upon the surrounding ether like a ravenous beast. What? It must be stopped! The Ethereal Sea harbours the souls of the departed. 'Tis where the wellspring from which all creatures are born. If its flow were disrupted, life itself might cease to be. Precisely. Its safety must be our first priority. Rid us of this menace, Kinesi. Then we'll be at liberty to investigate what wicked machinations are afoot. This memory crystal was recovered from Claudion's airship. Take it with you. It may yet provide some insight into the enigma of Pandaemonium. Without Temis, there will be no army of phantom warriors. I realize you are more than capable in combat, but are you certain you'll be alright? Temis isn't the only one who can summon our illusory allies. Isn't? Why, of course. I should have known someone of your talents would master even the ancients' arcane arts. Apologies for my failure of imagination. Once we are freed of the looming spectre of Pandaemonium, you must promise to share your knowledge. For the sake of thorough reports, of course. In the meantime, I shall focus my efforts on providing you with what information and support I can. I shall gather researchers from the confluence to construct a means to convey you to your destination. The rest is in your hands. Anabaseios, the ninth circle. P9N. In truth, my days are stuffed to the brim. What with all the record taking and document fetching, but worry not. The knowledge that the realm's survival hinges on my efforts sustains me. At this depth, the Ethereal Sea poses little real danger, but we know not what else awaits you. I shall monitor your health from a distance, that we might leap to your aid should a crisis be at hand. Oh, yeah, I forgot to enable Esfidelos. Dun dun dun. In room time. It's game time. Oh. Oi! Champions of Eorzea, hearken to me! Try. That's broken. Remember, it's broken. The truth goes unspoken. I've even forgotten my name. No, no, no. What is the reason? Ice, ice, babe. And who might this mysterious mage be? That's a... They did just do a... That's a rider kick. Charybdis. That's a tank buster. Dead. One more, agree. Rally around a summoner. Wait a moment, that was a cage. Buns. GG. And there it goes. Whoa, I just got all the loot. I just got all the loot. Absolutely free. Ain't that a surprise? Hello? Hello? Anyone? Impressive work, Kitty. Their memories of your tenacity were not embellished in the slightest. Not embellished in the slightest. Wait. Do not be alarmed. A proper introduction shall set your mind at ease. I am Athena, chief keyword of Pandaemonium. Labrea and Antonios, and it is I who made Pandaemonium anew in the underworld. In a manner of speaking, I am the source of all your recent troubles. I must say, I did not imagine I would meet you in this age. A slight miscalculation, but perhaps a fortunate one, for your deeds in the past have left quite an impression on me. I understand you have reason to be wary, but I assure you there is no need. I know not what La Habrea has told you of me, but all that I have done out of sincere scientific curiosity. That appetite yet remains even after my rebirth. Conflict is the furthest thing from my mind, and I ask that you at least hear me out before brandishing your weapon. You were reborn. In a sense, yes. It's the only way I could see my research completed. The myriad souls floating in the ethereal sea provide all the raw material I require, and your Professor Claudion proved a most welcome surprise. Worry not, for I treat all my tools with care, especially those with which I will grasp godhood. Oh! Congratulations! You have just managed to you've just triggered the plan. Instantly angry as well. You're as stubborn as La Habrea, I see. Now I speak in earnest. You refuse to hear the meaning of my words. Perhaps you will be better served by a different teacher. Luckily, you already possess the tools I require to make one for you. Of course, the memory crystal. Yes, the crystal teems with memories. Memories of two souls you know quite well. La Habrea and Aractonius. Oh, don't you dare! I shall stitch them into the fabric of two errant souls, that with their help you may come to see clearly. Well, how? Where are we? Surely these two have much to tell you of me, and I would have you listen. Perhaps you shall better understand me. My desire for godhood. Oh, you fool! You foolish fool! You just said the exact wrong words. There is another, but their souls proven difficult to work with. However, with these memories, I may very well manage to weave together something presentable. You have a place in my plans. I do hope that in time you'll come to realize that cooperation is the best path forward. I have little understanding of where we are, yet somehow I am unsurprised to find you here. At present I have more questions than answers. Perhaps you can help me address this inequity. Is there somewhere we can speak without fear of interruption? Aye. One thing's for sure, Fankred's gonna hate me for... One thing's for sure, my friend Fankred is going to hate me for bringing you back. Some hints I can glean from the surroundings, but I would prefer you simply cut through this knot of questions. How unexpected. I do hope we can consider them allies. One with an aura of overwhelming authority and the other that seems uncomfortable in his own skin. I believe I understand just well enough to be thoroughly intimidated. One moment, BGM 50. Okay. There. That helps. I don't know how long it's been, Kinesi, but it's good as ever to see your face. Would that it were under more conventional circumstances. Just where are we? And what events have led to this unexpected reunion? This is the Ideoscope, built at the border of the underworld. It's been 12,000 years I have defeated you before. Ah, yes, I remember you telling us about this memory crystal. To think that it contained our memories. There's a lot to take in, not least of all the fact that you hail from the future. I searched for you after a time, but I could find no trace. Now I know why. Our age had its share of surprises, if my memories are to be believed. Supposedly world-ending final days came upon us, and yet here we are, in a future where you, at least, exist. Do we overcome the despair that befalls us? Do we find a way to live on? It's a long story. Questions without simple answers, it seems. Let us take heart that life endured in some form. As but memories, we may never have the luxury of the larger picture. Regardless, now that it has come to pass, this future must be protected from Athena's scheming. Let this conviction guide our every action. Agreed, but as memories given fleeting form, we are bereft of any physical or magical talents. We cannot aid Kinesi in battle. Nay, Athena meant us to speak and nothing more. But, though we may be tools, we need not be slaves to her whims. We will tear ourselves from her grasp and shatter her ambitions. I must wonder how she knew of our history of Kinesi. Likely she possessed some means by which to observe events within Pandaemonium, either while they were occurring or after the fact. Regardless, her knowledge far exceeds our own. A shortcoming we must remedy at once. We would do well to learn more of the Pandaemonium now dominating the landscape of souls. Kinesi's colleagues will doubtless prove to be of value in that respect. MGG, Risinal, they are not a threat. One with an aura of Yep, that one's unchanged. Are those two over there researchers from this era? We must share what we know at once, and we might piece together this vexing puzzle. Pandaemonium awakens. La Habrea is eyeing the frightened researchers with a mix of curiosity and derision. Why do your companions hesitate to approach? We may be unusual as visitors, but time is of the essence. Bring them here. And I will go ahead and... Bloody hells. Although you may be a confluence of memory, it is an honor to meet the... personages. I have only read of Kinesi's reports. As a researcher, this is beyond exciting, but I admit no small measure of fear as well. I know what you mean. I can scarcely stop my legs from shaking. We're powerless to do aught but speak. I see no reason why you should be afraid. This is my life I fear for. I only fear that I might not have the chance to ask you all the questions now burning a hole in my mind. We stand before two of the ancients who hold priceless knowledge beyond the ken of any of our peers. But what purpose does fear serve if not to be confronted and conquered? To that end, we shall share with you what our records, and perhaps together we can find a thread which will lead us safely out of this conundrum. Information shall be our most precious resource, for that is the only weapon we can wield in these forms. Our memories are at your complete disposal. We can start with Athena, whose thirst for discovery would see all life consumed. Her desires haven't changed. She seeks to transcend her mortal existence, so that she might unravel the mysteries of life. She would become a god. A nebulous concept, but Athena had her own ideas on what divinity entailed. In her mind, a god can create souls at will. Thus she chose the underworld, or the ethereal sea as it is known in this age, as the staging ground for her final experiments. Here lies a practical bottomless well of ether. Even if it means stemming the flow of life itself, she intends to continue her work. She thinks of nothing else. We caught a glimpse of Athena as we came into this world. Her smile, her voice, they were just as I remember. Without even realizing it, I found myself feeling an affection for her. Uh-oh. Don't look like I've gone mad. I'm not asking you to join her side. I know the true Erectonius would never want that. But these emotions remain in memory, if nowhere else. I shall remain here to compile what information we can. You must infiltrate Pandaemonium and seek out Athena. I would ask that you leave the memory crystal with us. It may hold secrets which have yet to be unveiled. Don't go disappearing on me, will you? All that's left is to cross that menacing threshold. Shall we take a closer look? I have one question for you. Does the word auracite mean aught to you? Auracite, yes. Why, yes, there are few records of its existence. It mainly makes appearance in the legends of Ivalius, and the details concerning the Asian Oh, wait! Spoilers! Well, in tales concerning an entity known as an Asian. This personage is associated with black auracite, known as the Heart of Sabik, a source of considerable power. I see. So time has not buried it. Well, I did have to fight an entity powered by a creation powered by it. From the outside, Pandaemonium looks no different than it does in the past. However, there is no guarantee that the inside will be familiar. You would do well to secure the area near the entrance first. Once it has been cleared of threats, La Brea and I can approach, and we shall begin our exploration of the interior. The portal should convey you to Pandaemonium's gates. I hardly need to tell you to keep your weapon at the ready. Uh-oh. That was a very abrupt cutoff. I knew you would come. Dennis! I never lost faith that we would meet again. I told you as much, did I not? I understand you may be confused. I was, too, at first. You see, I am not the true Themis. I was made by Athena, molded from one of the many souls at her disposal. I am only an illusion built from memory, no more real than La Brea or Erectonios. Even so, I believe I have a grasp of the situation. This is the distant future. A future where Athena lives once more, though the means of her rebirth are yet beyond me. You are here to stop her. Have I the right of it so far? Crystal clear. Good. I would be disappointed if you did not rise to her challenge. Though I am sorry to say that I cannot aid you, my creator has tampered with my essence, and I am oddly inclined to act in her interests. I could do naught but offer you words of warning. We will fight, and it cannot be avoided. There's no need for that pained expression. Remember, I am but an illusion. Nothing worth shedding tears over. I would feel terrible if I had to trounce Elidibus again. I know not what is in your mind, but I must stress once again that I cannot defy the urge to stand against you. Athena's hold over me is unyielding. Still, I would ask that you listen carefully to the advice I offer you now. Athena has prepared a new vessel to replace Erectonios, so that she may become a god. By gathering the souls readily available in this sea of ether, she tempers her own essence. Yet the souls are faint, diffuse. She doubts whether they are sufficient for her goals, so she has turned her gaze to you. Despite your thin ether, you managed to lay Hephaestus low, and Athena would know the secret of your strength. To that end, she has prepared an experiment for her observation. Fight for your life against Athena's creation, and in so doing give her the knowledge she desires. Oh, God damn it. Yep. God damn it. The facility's what we must fight next. Hello, everyone. What's happening? Athena has made her move. We must find a way to reach her, or all is lost. We can do little but hope for Kinese's success. Pandaemonium. Once a mass of lifeless stone, now imbued with a soul. Athena has grown much since her death at La Habrea's hand. Though the souls she creates are imperfect, they act with absolute obedience. I know you shall cut your way through this monster, as you have so many others. Then you shall come before me. Do not hesitate to do what you must, for that is the only way to stop Athena. Duty registration has commenced. I don't like the look of that. And I'm gonna run the ads now because I know it's not gonna take. I know there's a ton. I know I will have. I know the queue won't pop before the ads end. I can't see a thing. This cannot be real, can it? Well, it seems you can come and go from that dark space as you please. We still don't know if it's safe for us, but we must find out quickly. There's no telling what else awaits you in there. That she would give life to those pitiless stones. Knazy, you know what to do. What you must do. We will stay here and do what we can to decipher the nature of this space Athena has created. It is Pandaemonium no longer. Now it is Demon's Nest. There we go. Ads are over. I can do the most. I can just do silly. Very serious armor. Chocobo hat. Armoire. Let me just set up this kit and then bam. I'm all out of inches. Okay, I'll go to Miketo's amphitheater for a moment while we wait for the queue to pop. Free is a very good price. And here we are, just chilling. I get the Lunar Envoy set of striking, which I don't have a use for. Except for glamour. Bum 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 bum. Ba-dum. Dun 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 dun. And it's game time. Listen to my story. This may be our last chance. I like the music. Seriously, it's nice to listen to it. Anabaseios, the 10th circle. And thus you must be silenced. Uh-oh. Her spell. Did we just tank Ultima without any shields? Damn near the entire party's dead. A spell without parallel. That was a good passage of arms there. Now it's just the tanks. The tanks must stand together. Unleash Ultima. And so we burn it down. Okay, that's the final. I also had some tasty phone stacks. No, the diamonds are. Diamonds are unbreakable. These bars most certainly are. Yosh. One moment. I heard some. Ooh. I'll give a commendation to the. You want it. It's yours, my friend. Look at you. Wait a moment. What is this? Temis. Or at least the illusion that looks like him. That was a beautiful display as always. I stand enchanted by your grace in battle. Can I see that? Just like you. An illusion only meant to look like. Pandaemonium's final gate has been cast wide. I shall await your arrival beyond. Apologies for not coming sooner. This space is enveloped by some fell energy, and we couldn't risk venturing through it before taking due precautions. Were my eyes mistaken? Was that Temis? Tell us what you know. We must consider our next course of action carefully. But how? The same situation as with you two. She recreated him from memories. Except she bent him to her will. I ought to have anticipated this. If she bore witness to past events within Pandaemonium, Athena would have found Elidibus impossible to overlook. Few possess such a talent for magics, to say naught of the emissary's discerning judgment. So she found his soul upon the tides of the ethereal sea, and used his memories to craft a puppet that would serve her whims. Is what Themis said? Is what Themis said true? She imbued Pandaemonium itself with a soul. To breathe life into that which should never live. Athena's research is fast approaching its culmination. Fortunately, with the information shared with us by our friends, we've made some strides towards figuring out how to stop her. A crystal called the Heart of Sabik may be the key. The researchers related a quick but thorough history of events leading to the present, the sundering of the star, the emergence of the Asians, and the calamities that they brought to bear upon the realm. Tales that under no circumstances we would have considered childish fantasy. One moment, let me just... Were, if not for a name that rang true to Lahabrea's memories. The Heart of Sabik, to you, the secret of the Ultima weapon's might. Not least, the spell known as Ultima, and a source of enduring mystery. We were told that a general from the Gallian Empire was gifted this aura sight by an Asian, that the Ultima weapon might be perfected. The identity of this shadowy benefactor, however, remains a curious unknown. You seem to hold a veritable trove of uncommon knowledge. If there is aught you are withholding. Do I get a dialogue? Very well. At present, the Heart of Sabik is of greater moment. It's a creation of Athena's, made during her time with the words of Lahabrea. This predates even Pandaemonium's construction. She had brought before us a crystal she claimed to have chanced upon, saying it contained immense power. She dubbed it Auracite, studying it with a fervor unusual even for her. The eventual fruit of her labors, of her efforts, was a Stygian crystal unlike aught we had ever seen, the Heart of Sabik. How did she find this Auracite? Athena was never forthcoming as to how she found the crystal. We came to believe that it originated outside our star, but could deduce little else. Much later, we discovered that Auracite magnifies the desires of those who come into contact with it. This would do much to explain Athena's actions following her recovery of the crystal. Alas, this realization came too late. By the time I had moved to seal the Auracite and its insidious influence away, Athena's plot had already been laid. So what became of the Heart of Sabik? I took it from Athena's laboratory after I ended her life. The density of the ether within was unlike anything I had observed. I knew its capacity for destruction. but further analysis proved impossible. I elected to safeguard it myself. It is possible that Athena herself obscured the crystal's contents. Even were her memories stored within, I would have remained in ignorance. If she included some mechanism by which to give these memories form, as she did with our own, she would be reborn. Ironic that I should have protected those very memories in the name of safeguarding the star. Fate is loath to see mistakes go unpunished. The way my wall just stares at La Brea, saying, "I know what you did, but I don't know if it's time yet to spill the tea. The monster unleashed Ultima. I can only guess that it was by Athena's hand that placed such magic within the heart of Sabik. If so, it was only natural she would gift her own creations with such terrible power." The emissary's judgment. La Brea would discuss lingering questions concerning Athena. I have told you all I know of Athena and the many secrets she kept hidden from the world. If she indeed stored her memories within the heart of Sabik, we must ask ourselves how they were awakened in this age. When was this crystal last sighted? During my fight with the Ultima weapon, in which you triumphed but failed to recover the heart. Yet according to your colleagues, there was another on the battlefield that day, an Ascian. And this selfsame Ascian was later struck down at a location known as the Ferrochemical Research Facility. I've heard that name, and recently, the sight of Professor Claudion's disappearance. Indeed, he was tracing an ethereal signature resembling that of the memory crystal in his possession. A signature that may very well have belonged to the heart of Sabik, in which case it is no coincidence that Athena's awakening followed. But what reason would he have to bring her back to life? Was his mind not his own? Yet more questions without answers. Although Athena's essence is that of memory, her magics have not suffered for lack of a physical body. As the world is now, it should not be impossible, but she must have found a suitable vessel. If Elidibus is to be believed, she readies this vessel for godhood, and is perilously close to success. It beggars belief. As you well know, you were the linchpin of her ambition. Yours was the only form that could contain the immense power Athena required, and it has long since turned to dust. As pleasant as this discussion is, we require more information if we're to unravel this mystery. You know who awaits you, Kinesi. Themis. I fear you won't find him so cooperative as we're accustomed to. We know not how vast the space beyond these gates may be, but somewhere within lurks Athena, with Elidibus leashed at her side. This may be a simplistic theory, but hear me out. If Themis arose from his memories intact, he will be eager to see reason. We need only break the magics that bind him to regain our old ally. When I had fallen under Hephaestus' influence, you didn't stop trying until I was freed. I would ask that you do the same for Themis. Though none of us are real in the conventional sense, I feel it must be done. Themis would never have wished to be your enemy. While Rectonius' perspective is a sentimental one, Elidibus may possess privileged knowledge. To question him unimpeded by magics would be ideal. Odysseus broke free of her bonds in her final moments, suggesting that Athena's hold weakens under the weight of combat. You might use the same principle to unshackle Elidibus's mind. But remember that our very nature is fragile. Even if he inhabits a vessel with which to meet you in battle, I am certain it's not meant to endure. If left weakened for too long, his ether may dissipate back into the ethereal sea. You had best act quickly. Ba ba ba. And that lines us up to part 11 of the Pandaemonium raids. I'm gonna go ahead and put us on BRB for a moment while I go ahead and grab another drink. Snel zijn, want ik ken dit spel. Zo ga je terugkomen. And I'm back. In case you're wondering, yes, I could quickly grab a drink. So I'm going to go ahead and crack open this can. And I'm going to check the news while I wait. Ah. That's some bad news. The crystal. I've returned it to the safekeeping of your colleagues. I could find nothing new again amongst the memories stored within. This space, on the other hand, is fascinating. Wrought by the same power the key wards wielded, perhaps. We know not for how long we will have free reign to go between here and the Aetioscope. We'll remain here for now unless absolutely necessary. This place, I don't like it. It disturbs me. Rest assured, I do not intend to remain idle. I shall try to discern the nature of this sphere and ensure that no other similar phenomenon has appeared elsewhere. Professor Claudion is inside that. Oh, I do hope he's okay. Speaking of which, I need to check if this encounter has also affected the actual environment of Aziz's Law. Doesn't look like they actually affected Aziz's Law directly. They didn't change Aziz's Law to reflect the actual events of this raid. Which makes sense, because why would you lock quests? I don't like the sound of that. Filthy rats. Oh, well, heck yes. Tiamat is free. This area will always hold the same tune, despite Tiamat not being there anymore. Solo clearing a fate. While I wait. And go to Ishgard. Da, 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 da. Perfect. Boss fight time. Themis. Or should I say Elidibus? It's game time. Anabaseios. The 11th cycle. Themis. Admit. Round 2 against Elidibus. That expanse contract. Eon become instant. Champions from beyond the rift to me. Hi. Tankies. Shirkus mitigation. Hi, hi. Yeah, I'm currently fighting a boss. And because of the way, because my setup is, this is a completely different setup than I normally have, I'm basically also kind of fighting myself here. No, we won't. Ah. Oh, and I don't. Yeah, this is probably big spoilers. We had a wipe. I knew not the mechanics. Actually, no, not that one. I'm gonna use this one. Consume. Darkness goddess with Artemis' staff. Yeah, I am here. I am currently just playing the. I'm currently just locking in a little bit. Why are we bleeding? Oh, I need to be in the darkness part of the. I missed the. You missed. And Tank Buster. Sigils of Discord. I need to go into. Opposites. There we go. What is this off-brand Akmon? Well, of course we will be. I have bested you before, and I will best you again. Fall. Own image. Oh, no, you don't. You dare? Spread, spread, spread. Stay on the outskirts. I am using massive amounts of mitigation here. Oh, we're just burning him down. Famous last words, Femis. Anyway, yes, I am still here. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. As the pinned comment says, expect more scuff than usual. I'm gonna hit the exit button. I'm just gonna exit the dungeon. Well, 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 Elizabeth. The fog has lifted. I knew that Athena's magics magnified the desires of their victim at the expense of aught else. But I never guessed what desire of mine she could exploit. Since the moment we met, I have made plain my interest in you. My desire to understand your nature. I suppose that curiosity extended to how each of us would fare in a match of strength. What is this? Demis? Free. That I am no longer needed. Hold yourself together, we still have some questions. Don't look so crestfallen, my friend. These few moments of clarity are more than I could have asked for. Oh, you poor soul. You must render judgment on Athena's actions. It is not my job to do that. It is, in fact, this warmth, your ether. Congrats, you're now part. You're part of the team now. You grasped the fraying strands of my being and tied them together with your own. Nevertheless, I fear I am here on borrowed time. I only hope that I can see you through the last of our battles. Until then, I will cherish every moment. I am Elidibus, the emissary. As such, it falls upon me to judge Athena, who would disrupt our carefully maintained balance to fulfill her own desires. I swear I shall not waver in this duty. Let us return to Erectonis and La Habrea. There is much I would share with you before we embark upon our final ascent. Here we are about to enter the final battle of this. La Habrea. As I surmised, Elidibus was constructed with the strength to see your battle done. Yet I fear his ether may not sustain him through another. The four of us are together once again, although I may not have directly experienced our adventures. My memories make our bond as real as any other. Temis, it's good to see you. I knew Kinesi would guide you to our side once again. I'm grateful she had the patience to tolerate my lapse in manners. Athena's hold upon me is broken, and I pledge every moment of my remaining time to seeing that she answer for her deeds. Very good. To that end, I would have you share what you know of her plan. Of course, as I mentioned, Athena possesses a vessel that may serve in the creation of a god. It is of someone Kinesi knows well, a man by the name of Claudian. By a twist of his fate, By a twist of fate, his body proved to be ideal for Athena's purpose. The creation of a person requires not just body, soul, or memory, but rather all three. We are made from the memories of our ancient counterparts, edged upon drifting souls and given form through the infusion of ether. We lack a physical body, yet you can see and feel it all the same. Athena is different. She has carved her memories into Claudian's soul while it was still within its body, and thus made both her own. But even she is prone to error. After the sundering, beings became more fragile in body and soul, and this prevents Athena from realizing the full extent of her desires. So that's why she has turned her sights towards Kinesi. Her uncommon strength rivals even the mightiest of our age. By scrutinizing her feats in battle, Athena aims to deduce the secret of Kinesi's prowess and use it to fortify her own vessel. Only then will the culmination of her research be at hand. Then to fight Athena, we must fight Claudian as well. We need not hasten to the man's destruction. Athena can inscribe herself upon another soul, but she cannot erase its will. If we awaken Claudian's spirit to the reality of his bondage, he might be compelled to wrest his body from Athena's clutches. We still don't know why she chose Claudian. What makes him more suited than anybody else? Although I never spoke to Claudian, I did witness an incident that may prove revelatory. When instructing the vessel to do her bidding, she called it by a familiar name, Erectonius. What? Why would she? It is as I thought. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, La Brea? And Claudian is to Erectonius as I am to Azam. Why would Athena use my name? More questions and few answers to go around. A mother's touch. La Habrea would discuss the plan to bring about Athena's end. Temis, you may have just handed us the key to rescuing Claudian. What must we do? First and foremost, we must confront Athena. She must be made vulnerable, as Elidibus was. Yet her opponent stands on the verge of godhood. As we are now, she would unmake us in an instant. Kinesi, we have no choice but to place the burden of our fate, and the fate of many more besides, squarely upon your shoulders. I trust you have no objections. Objections? No. Concerns? Yes. Though we know not what form Athena will take, I have faith that your skill will see us through this trial, as it has many times before. And we all appreciate Kinesi's willingness to fling herself at the unknown. However, we may have yet to hear how this will liberate Claudian. I have a plan. Do not trouble yourself over the details. Same goes for you, Kinesi. You must focus the entirety of your attention on Athena. She will not be easily bested, even by one of your prowess. Then let us trust in La Habrea, and prepare for the battle to come. Oh, Elidibus, you know how difficult that is for me. Given, the bad blood we've had in the past. Before we face Athena, I must know. If she had never discovered the aura site, had never fallen under its influence, would she have lived a normal life? Would she have been a mother to me? I have asked myself the same question. Questions with no answer, I fear. But let us put them out of our mind. There is something we must discuss, and I will do so not as La Habrea, but as a father to his son. Athena maintains absolute control over this space. Beyond the gate, she has doubtless built herself an abode worthy of a god, and now awaits the arrival of her supplicants. For now, we place our trust in you. The rest must wait until we have Athena before us. Right now, Athena must be the sole focus of your attention. She shall not hesitate to exploit any weakness she can sense. Anabaseios, there we go. I am getting a tank's fast queue privileges because I have a tank in the party. Anabaseios. Oh, you are mistaken, Athena. Champions Eorzea. To me! Attacks cutscene enjoyer. Lally-ho! Not going to happen! One. Journey of Souls. Right, left, left. Farewell's left unspoken. Memory's broken, the truth goes unspoken. I've even forgotten my name. Oh God, geometry. Memory's broken, the truth goes unspoken. I've even... Pandaemonium. Wait! Pandaemonium, oh yeah. Pandaemonium. Thanks. Ah! The arena! One, two. I love... Yeah, right, and we've killed plenty of them already. I should have given a little, ah! Of the seven hells, Ringle of the... No. Unleash Ultima! Ultima is a bit old hat now, isn't it? Left. Right. Left. Yes. Dialogos. Dancing in the moonlight. PhD gone wrong. Ah! The arena! Your death is close at hand. We can drill it down. Thesis disproven. That's a defeat. Pandaemonium. Anabaseios complete. Grade F. I roll need on that. I roll need on the minion. There you three are. Countless years I waited within that stifling crystal. Now, when my dream is finally within reach, you stand in my way. Your dream is naught but selfish ambition. Its fulfillment would benefit only you. And why, Athena? At the end of this road to godhood, what did you hope to find? It matters not. The fact remains that she worked against the interests of the star. Even so, I would hear her answer. I would know why my mother cast us aside. Sometimes the truth may be hard to bear. Oh, she left her mask behind. How unlike you, Erictonius. You were never so inquisitive before. Having struck upon a hypothesis, there is but one thing the wise woman desires. irrefutable proof. And thus to be proven wrong. My theory was that any true God would see us as we are, imperfect. She would hammer out our flaws and build something greater. To prove this could not benefit the star, it would give it the perfect stewards that might shine brighter than any other. And you would destroy the lives already upon it. In that, I am no different from our peers. Over the course of eons, how many creations have we wrought? Such creatures cannot but usher the inferior predecessors into oblivion. Even without our meddling, nature would take the selfsame course. If the destination is the same, is it somehow worse to arrive there by the guidance of a god? I think not. The Horus side made such thoughts irresistible, perhaps, but you cannot have created them from whole cloth. This is Athena's truth. What right have you to pass judgment? You were but a vessel for my masterwork. Your purpose ends there. My only mistake was leaving you possessed of a soul. What are you saying? Poor Erectonios. Always the last to arrive at the obvious conclusion. I gave birth to you for a single reason. That you might serve as my tool. And like any tool, I crafted you to suit my needs. That you might accept my essence when the time came. Of course, I also made you more amenable to my demands. That ensured that you would feel a cloying affection for your dear mother. However, it seems that my tinkering was insufficient. My very feelings were of your design. Oh, no, you don't. You created a boy unable to grasp even the simplest magic, ever hopelessly clinging to his mother's robes, unable to do otherwise. I was doomed from the start. Yet here you are, standing in defiance of her design. You are more than what she made you. I still feel the sting of it. But with pain comes clarity. You ill deserve to wear the mantle of a god. As stubborn as you are witless. If this star will not be mine, then it serves no purpose. Oh, no, you do not. She aims to obliterate the ethereal sea and stem the flow of life. She will do no such thing. Before the battle, La Habrea told me I was the key to finishing this. And though I am but an illusion, my soul has crossed eons to find its home in another. One whose body Athena has seen fit to purloin as her own. Much of what I once was now resides in him. Should my memories seize this chance to follow suit, they may resound enough to wake his mind. But Athena still inhabits him still. What will become of you? I don't know, but if I can rouse his soul, perhaps it will disrupt Athena's hold. It's the best chance we have. My whole life others have looked down upon me, but I've never given up searching for my purpose. Now I've found it. The decision is yours to make, and yours alone. Do as you will, my son. I know you shall make me proud. Erectonius, do not dare. No, stop this! Your words hold sway over me no longer. My life is my own, and I have found my true family. Did Erectonius just body check her? My power wanes. The vessel rejects me. And so comes your end, Fida. What's happening? Athena's magic should be impotent with no body to fuel them. Precisely. Athena was the sole force holding the space around Pandaemonium together, and now it crumbles. Though little would change if we were buried here, we cannot let it be Kinesi's final resting place. Nor Professor Claudian's. Wait. Of all my miscalculations, to think that you would be my undoing, that you would even be capable of defying me. Is there more you would say to me? Or have you decided to return to your dear mother's bosom? Have you brought Claudian back to me? Apologies, but I am only the dregs of your own memory. I can do naught but watch as the evil you've wrought collapses, burying you under its weight. How disappointing. Truly, useless to the last. And who made me that way? At least on the surface, Professor Claudian appears unharmed. We must wait for him to regain consciousness to judge anything beyond that, I fear. Questions, and more questions. Why did Claudian set out by himself? What did he see? Oh, I do hope he wakes up soon. Although Erectonius was naught but a collection of memories, I know his absence pains you. But he acted with resolve, full aware of the potential consequences. Let us look back on this moment not with sorrow, but with pride. You both are the heroes of the day. Athena's ambitions would have swallowed the world had you not stemmed their advance. Shall we stay here? We shall stay here, both to look over prisoner Claudion and ensure that there are no further disturbances in the Ethereal Sea. You should rest, and I will not take no for an answer. Guided by the past, La Habrea watches over Claudion with concern. It seems we can do naught but wait. Perhaps we might discuss a matter which has been troubling me. While your colleague Nimgigi was enlightening us on the historical events which led to this era, he let slip the name of one of the Asians, La Habrea. Oh, the secret's out then. Although she knew the figure only from her research, she was most insistent there is no evidence connecting the Asian to myself. Yet I am aware that this La Habrea used the hunt of Sabik to sow chaos throughout your world, and I would be a fool to deny such strong connections between us. You are the only one present who has met the Asian in question, so I would ask you directly, are he and I one and the same? Is my fate to work in the shadows and bring about untold destruction? Do I get an option? I'll hold my words. Perhaps silence is the most prudent response. I understand the Asians often use the bodies of others to enact their plots, so it's impossible to say who they truly are. These Asians, or paragons, I'm told, were ruthless in their schemes to rejoin the Sundered Worlds. I have heard but a small number of their deeds, and I still find it difficult to comprehend the depths to which they were willing to sink. To choose a path of evil, all for the sake of the star. I admit, 'tis a decision I would make under the right circumstances. Though the ages may take their toll, my devotion to my duty will never waver. That's the answer I was looking for. Paying no heed to what might be lost, I will treat the heart of Sabik as a mere tool for my own ends. Never caring to look beyond the surface, I will unleash forces that I fail to truly comprehend, and remain blissfully ignorant of my hypocrisy all the while. As for you, Themis, there's a slight graphical glitch because of the aspect ratio difference. It appears Claudion is awakened. Knezi, I have some faint memories of what transpired. You stood against Athena, and won. And you were there too. He knows not. La Brea, Aractonius' memories of you dwell within me still. Though unyielding discipline you hope to forge a son equal to yourself, but the crucible you placed him in left scars which were loath to heal. Yet you were never motivated by selfishness. Oh, hi! I'm good. Also, why did you add mention me? All you did was in service to of your duty. At least I... How he... It's good! Slightly scuffed because I'm not in my usual setup, but most of it did carry over pretty cleanly. I will hear no more. Though you possess Erectonius' memories, you are not him. Yes. You've become someone else entirely, and you belong to this age. Oh. Where are you roughly? Because this is this is post-Endwalker content. As such, I am your enemy. And an enemy does not deserve sympathy. Of course, I will never condone the actions of the Ascian, but you are not him. You are La Habrea of the Convocation. Sometimes Splatoon 3, Minecraft, sometimes other games. But as of late, it's a lot of Final Fantasy XIV because I want to catch up. For that, you deserve the utmost praise, and my personal thanks. Okay. God Sees 2 Valorant. Yeah, I don't really play those types of games. Especially not Valorant, because that's a security concern on my part. On my end. If you insist on deceiving yourself, then so be it. My stance remains unchanged. The most difficult of your trials is behind you. But you may find that Pandaemonium has yet to relinquish the last of its secrets. Among them is the identity of Hephaestus' liberator, who set the very first wheels in motion. There is but one place to find these answers. The past. Well, I don't really spill the beans on that much. It feels like you're buttering me up for a sales pitch. However, I must insist that you keep silent about Athena's fate. While I doubt it would change the decisions I make, you should not tender us information we could not uncover ourselves. Ah, the spoilers principle. Now I've said my piece, I shall follow in my son's footsteps. Well, I do run my... I do run my own some of my own services. I also have a Proxmox server, so I use that. I dabble in self-hosting, dabble in older software. These odious memories will fade to nothing, as was always their fate. Yeah, it is. Farewell. Ah. Okay, good to know. My time, too, draws near. But I believe I can stay long enough to see this matter through. You shall journey to the past to seek out the truth of La Habrea's words, yes? While Termes himself may have been there to see this encounter, I have the unique opportunity to hear your perspective on the matter. That is, of course, if you will share it with me. I used a program called VTube Studio for it. The outfit is not my own creation. But the rest I did put together myself. Oh, Viroid Studio, so. Yeah, I know. Panels. The panels beneath the stream, I also put those together myself. I shall take in the ethereal sea one final time as I await your return. I literally do not know, because I have never purchased a I've never bought a VTuber. I never bought a model. Oh, I need to speak with past La Habrea. The world unsundered. Go to Anagnoresis. Also, why does that emote look... Hmm. Okay, time for me to... Because I'm going into the past, I'm going to go ahead and... And I use everyone's favorite horse bird, the chocobo. Wait! There wasn't activity here before! Do you have aught to report? We must free the rest of our colleagues. The protective wards have been restored. Yep. Ah, you must be Knezi. I'm a German hero of Abyssos, but I suspect you already know that. We did meet once before after all, and although I wasn't entirely myself at the time. Thanks to you, however, I can rightly say my faculties are mine once more. At present, I am taking stock of the damage done to the facility. That's a lot of... And congratulations! That was soliciting. Get out. And Athena would build all this. This isn't all she's left behind. Knezi, I didn't expect to see you again so soon, but 'tis always a joy. You seem quite happy to be here. Thank you for checking up on us. Did you speak with Hegemon and the other warders when we're here? The work is long, but we've made great strides in undoing Athena's meddling. Knezi, truth be told, I thought you would have little reason to ever visit this place again. It seems I was wrong. I'm actually looking for answers. How neatly you obfuscate your motivations. Do wish you well, then. She has gone through the trouble to visit us. I hardly think curtness is in order. We braved Pandaemonium together. Why not at least share with her in our progress? I have relinquished control of Pandaemonium to La Habrea. I was never meant to hold it for long, and now such authority resides in rightful hands. With La Habrea's help, we have poured through Athena's research into the Hemitoi. Thus, we were able to restore Hegemon's mind and body. There's still much work to be done. Damage to repair, keywords to replace. The tasks are too many to count. Although the path may be long, our progress is steady. I believe we can safely say that Pandaemonium will soon function as it did before. Indeed. Before we reach that point, however, there are some matters which must be put to rest. Which ones? One concerns Pandaemonium itself, and another is a personal matter. Until they are settled, I cannot move forward. It shall not take long. Lack of resolve caused me to delay, but I have chosen my course. These concerns must be weighty indeed. Do you intend to share your burdens with us? If you would bear witness, then come. Your arrival at this very moment almost beggars belief. But I shall not ask you to leave. I simply ask that you do not interfere, no matter what may happen. Seal the heart of a seal the heart of seal the heart of Sabik. Stay here. This will be over soon. Why did you call me here, Master La Habrea? There is still much to be done if the warders are to be freed. You've served within Pandaemonium since Athena's time, have you not? That makes you the most senior key ward now that Agdistis is gone. As such, you deserve to know a secret few others are privileged to hear. One concerning myself. Separating Hephaestus from myself required removing part of my soul. A necessary sacrifice, but one which came at no small cost to my natural talents. I am but the shadow of a man I was at the time of my appointment as La Habrea. I pulled the cable. I could never hope to wield the same magic that Hephaestus used to bind the warders' minds, let alone break their shackles. That tone of defeat does not befit your voice, Master La Habrea. Do not give in to despair. There is no despair, only truth. I do not confide in you to garner cheap sympathy. Hephaestus left behind fascinating research. His conclusion was that in order to transform a vessel into Hermetios, absolute control over their mind was essential. As you well know, the magics used to achieve such domination exploited strong emotions within their victims' hearts. In the case of Hesperos and Agdistis, their respect for me. Upon slipping his bonds, Hephaestus took steps to throw Pandaemonium into chaos. With their attention divided, Keyword and Warder alike were easy targets. But there was an act that came before. Regardless of Hephaestus' prowess, he could not have won freedom on his own. For long days and nights I pondered who might have released him. I could only conclude that Athena's plans were set in motion long, long ago, when she claimed the mind of one of her admirers. Hegemony. None would question your pride in your position, your devotion to Pandaemonium. But you do not believe I am the one fit to lead it, do you? Your loyalty lies not with my vision for Pandaemonium, but Athena's. Mr. La Habrea, whatever has spurred this sudden accusation, I assure you there is a proper explanation. What are you doing, La Habrea? Do not approach. Oh. Ooh, we are... As I've already stated, even should I detect the Venus tinkering, I am currently powerless to dispel it. So I have come to a decision. One which was made with the best interests of the star in mind. In order to build a better future, I require the strength I have lost. Oh no. Oh no! I must embrace these odious memories. Mark well this sight. Engrave it upon your very soul. Now you bear witness to the true La Habrea. Oh! Oh, that is fire. Quite literally. I cannot imagine this was an easy choice, but it is done. Is she alive? Yes, and she shall remember this lesson well. She shall remember this lesson well. A Venus puppet no longer, I see. She may yet harbor ill will toward me, but that is a risk I am willing to take. Our star requires a steady hand to guide it, and now mine is equal to the task. I can no longer allow Pandaemonium to divert my focus. Hegemony, I would ask that you serve me anew. There is none other more suited to overseeing this prison. None other who will take such pride in their duty. My loyalty to Athena led me to betray you once before. Why would you allow me to keep the position of key ward? I require your talents, as I require Hephaestos's. The past is of no consequence. Very well. In honor of our fallen colleagues, I shall restore this institution to its former glory. Yes. The Habreus himself, once more. He wields his authority without hesitation, and thinks not twice once his judgment has sounded. Yet he is different from Athena. He thinks only for the betterment of the star. So long as duty guides his actions, he shall not share her fate. And should his convictions ever waver, the emissary will set him back on the proper course. Good. If this is the path he chooses to walk, then I will walk with him. I'll allow our bond to fray no further. As his son, I will support him in the days ahead. I would not ask you to say the same, Kinesi. You and I stand on peaks separated by vast chasms. Our perspectives shall never align. and never shall one give way to the other, for such is our nature. With that in mind, let us consider any debts between us to be void. Before you leave here, mark well these words. My resolve shall weather loss unfathomable, and yield before no obstacle. Walk your path with the same conviction. Master Labrea saw through me long ago, but now my mind is unclouded by doubt, and I shall not fail him again. If not for you, my long-slumbering demons may have gone unslain. I would not have been forced to reconsider my true nature. Yet, as I said, do not consider this an admission of debt. Now, I believe you have other places to be. Remain here any longer, and I may be inclined to place you in a cell next to one of our more recalcitrant subjects. Hephaestus and La Brea were one and the same when he was named as one of the convocation. This change poses no need for concern, as all is as it should be. From this day forward, I will do what I can to aid my father. In this way, I shall forge my own future. I guess back to Aporia to wrap up this quest and then wrap up the stream. Also, why am I leaning again? I'm gonna reset my tracking a couple times. There we go. Jump. Reinhard Novastride. Ah, you returned. I should like to hear what you discovered, though I believe your friend has business with us first. Ah, there you are, Kinesi. While you were away, Themis brought me up to speed on all that happened while I was held prisoner. His story shone light upon a number of questions that were niggling at our consciousness. Namely, those concerning the ethereal signature emanating from Assis La. Doubtless its source was Athena, reaching out as far as she could from her prison, ever grasping for someone to take Erectonius' place, grasping for the body his soul resided in. I wanted to ask, when you first found the crystal, were you unable to hear the memories stored within? Indeed, it was only after our research was well underway that I could hearken to its whispers. Contact with the crystal should have awakened the memories. But perhaps the passage of time likely changed Erectonius' soul in subtle ways. Perhaps ethereal resonance was a gradual process in this case. However, being attuned to Eractonius is exposure to Athena's voice as well. Doubtless the choice to venture forth into Azizla was not your own. It was Athena's influence working through you. I do recall being strangely fixated on acting alone. I never would have encouraged such recklessness usually. Although the choice was not entirely my own, I am still ashamed of my actions. Reflection is how we plant the seeds of growth. Although we must not blame ourselves for events out of our control. Oops. No, I didn't skip a line. That the voice in the crystal belonged to the person from which your soul originated. Well, not even the most brilliant researcher could come to that conclusion. Your reassurance means more than you know. Thank you. Now, one final matter. It concerns the very crystal whose discovery set this adventure in motion. Perhaps, sparked by recent events, a new light began to shine from within its depths. From my experiences, it may indicate that a new memory has floated to the surface, eager to be observed. For some time, the question of why La Habrea and Eractonius would leave such a crystal behind in the first place has lingered in the back of my mind. With Eractonius' memories and such magical talents as are at my disposal, I believe I can make this final memory manifest for us all to behold. Shall we witness it together? Okay, here comes the memories. I leave this memory to you, for you, the future of our star. The final days have come, and the creation magics we have relied upon now hasten our downfall. But despair not. Despair has not yet won out. La Habrea and the others at the Convocation are working to stem the chaos which threatens to engulf our star. Their plan requires great sacrifice. Elidibus, Themis, has already offered to give his life for our salvation. Yet there's another problem which must be dealt with. Pandaemonium, wherein are confined our most vicious creations. Even should we survive the final days, it will take time to restore order. If Pandaemonium's cells were breached and their prisoners set upon the star, our hard-won peace would be obliterated in an instant. Someone must stay behind and ensure that never happens. With Themis and La Habrea otherwise indisposed, that responsibility falls to me. That's why I must defy the directive of the Convocation. My soul will not be offered to manifest the will of the star, but instead consigned to eternal vigil. No, I know that in doing so, the final days may take me. I may not live to see my duty upheld. That's why I've resolved to set this crystal adrift in the tides of the underworld. It contains memories of Pandaemonium from both my father and I, and shall bear this warning to the future, even if I cannot. I'm gonna go ahead and say the joke. Novice. They've got ram. I've imbued this crystal with magic that will attract it to my essence. Even should I journey through the underworld and be born anew, this message will reach me. Pandaemonium shall not be left unattended. If all else fails, then perhaps another woman like my dear friend will come along. One with an almost unnatural ability to pick up the scent of trouble. I wonder where she is now. How many souls has she saved, and how many beasts has she slain since last we met? Oh, wow. Oh, you didn't know. Alongside my warning, this memory shall carry a wish. Knezi, may we meet again. Now listen well. If anyone receives this message, you must come to Pandaemonium. Please make haste. I repeat. And that is the end of the message. Claudia. Well, that dispels the last of my doubts. Thank you for humoring me. And now we come to this. It survived. The heart of Sabik. Yes, the heart of Sabik. The tie that bound Athena's memories to my body, no doubt. When I regained my senses, I found it on my person. And now it appears your memories have left it. Your efforts have left it bereft of memories. No trace remains of Athena. However, its power as Orosite yet remains. It may prove to be a valuable trove of knowledge in the hands of the right researcher. I feel that fate has left it with me for a reason. I shall take my leave, but on behalf of my colleagues, nay, the entire star, I thank you both for putting an end to Athena's wickedness. Hard break time. I will just continue because we are already over time. So that is the gist of it. Ah! It's voiced! Well, I think there's one more task to be had in this quest. But I will record that tomorrow. Unless I can quickly do, if I can do that very quickly. Okay, never mind, there's one more cutscene there. Cutscene. Give me no. That was intense. Okay, a little bit of dialogue left, and then... Welcome back, Kinesi. I hope you said farewell to Temis for me. Recent events have given me not only a new focus for my research, but also insight into my own origins. Truly, it is a gift I could never hope to repay. As Lahabras said, I am not Erectonius, yet I bear a part of him inside me. And I should do what I can to follow the traces he has left behind in the present day. A spark has been struck in my mind, and I am ready to pursue my research with a fervor the likes of which I have not had since my youth. Doubtless I shall have need of you in the days and moons ahead. When that time comes, I only hope that you will once again lend me your sound counsel. Until then, may you fare well. And that's it. Awesome jail. Great job. Okay, time to raid out. Stream manager. And I'm sending you all over to similar size. Nope, that's work. You know what? I'm sending you all over to Homaida, who is doing Fields of Mystria. I wish you all a wonderful night, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Goodbye.